Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. This is Ryan with DP Marketing.Services and author on the book on digital marketing for plumbing and HVAC contractors. Thanks for tuning in today. Hope you're having a good week. So today's video, look, we only work, if you've read our book, if you've heard me speak somewhere, if you talked to us somewhere, whatever, you know we only work with plumbing, HVAC, and electrical contractors. We've got companies we work with all over the US and in Canada. It's really cool. And so we kind of know a thing or two about the trades, and more importantly, we know a thing or two about the trades customers. So that's kind of what we specialize in, is knowing your business and your customers. So let's talk about something that for some reason, even though you guys may have been in business for 30 years, you're like, every year, we always get calls that are like surprised by seasonality. Seasonality. So if you're an HVAC shop, it's really obvious and you know what I'm talking about. Nobody cares about an HVAC contractor when it's March and it's 75 degrees outside. Nobody cares. It is neither hot nor cold. No furnace is running. No AC is blowing. The customer's happy because they're not spending money on energy. Your need, the service you provide, does not solve a problem for the customer during the season. So they don't call you. So your phones die up. But in July, everyone calls you because the crap's broken. Everyone comes home from work and their house is hot because their AC can't keep up. And then your phones are ringing off the hook and you guys are sleeping in cots in the office and everyone's like frantic, working 90-hour weeks. So like you make all your money in like just a couple months. And then it gets back to fall again and it slows down. You're like, why is it slow? So it happens every year, right? Every year it's this way. The same is true with plumbing. There are few markets. If you've talked with us before, we've probably done like the search volume analysis to figure out what is the seasonality in your area. There are some markets where plumbing is fairly consistent throughout the year. But for the most part, if you're in an area where it gets cold, when it gets super cold outside, all those pipes start bursting, you'll get busy. Also, for some reason in the summer, plumbing picks up and then slows down when school starts. I don't know why, but that's a common trend. So let's stop getting surprised by the fact that seasonality is going to happen, okay? And let's be prepared for it. Let's think, okay, it's going to happen. What can you do to prepare? So what do you do? I'm going to insert the slow, dramatic pause so that you can answer me. Talk back to your screen. Go on, I'll hear you. Oh, you don't say. Go on. Good. Sorry, that was dumb. I'm sorry, guys. When you talk to a computer, you don't know what's going to come out. I'm sorry, it's my fault. So here's the deal. We always encourage our companies to do a couple things. One, flat rate or seasonality is the reason that flat rate pricing makes sense. If you do not offer flat rate, you are going to feel the pain of flat rate or feel the pain of the seasonality really hard. Time and materials, in our experience, in my opinion, just looking at financials, does not give you the cash flow you need to make sure you can keep your guys happy, keep your bills paid, keep your secretaries, paycheck coming. All those things get much harder to pay if your time and materials, because you don't have the cash reserves. If you are doing flat rate, all that is much, much easier, assuming you manage your finances well, right? Because the idea is it takes your annual volume, it annualizes your tickets and says, great, at that, here's how many hours we project, which means in the busy season, you're actually collecting money you need, like you're getting fat, essentially, so that in the slow season, you have that fat to burn off and live off of. So what a lot of guys do, a really, really big problem, is they see their bank account getting really big and really flush when it's seasonally big. So it can be really cold or really hot or something like that. And they go, sweet, I got money, I'm gonna spend stuff. I'm gonna go buy a new jetter. I'm gonna go wrap a new van, whatever. It's not budgeted, it's not planned. They just go, I'm gonna go spend this money that's in my account. That money isn't there for you to spend like that. That money is in your account because you're gonna need it in March when it's beautiful outside and no one's pipes are breaking and no one's AC's busted. You need that cash to live on at that point. There's a couple ways you can do that. There's a method called Profit First, which is like a book, which talks about like having multiple bank accounts. So you basically take, hey, all the excess you need to pay bills that you're going to need to live on, you take it to a different bank account. It's a whole process, but you can read that book separately on your own. But the idea is you build that cash up in the busy season so that in the slow season, you're not stressed. It's no big deal. As your business grows, the seasonality is still there, but you just have to be better about managing it, predicting it, and running with it, and you'll be great. The other thing you can do, so first is make sure your prices are right with a flat rate model. The second thing, that's a great time to up the game on training. Send the guys to different workshops, seminars, training techniques, send them to Nexstar certifications, whatever. Help your team get better at what they do when they're just sitting around the office waiting on the phone to ring. That's a great time to invest in your team to help make them better. Now, I know what you're thinking. What happens if I invest all this money in my team and then they leave and go somewhere else? My response to you, what happens if you don't invest that money in your team and they stay? Invest the money, grow your team, help them get better at providing great quality service to your customers. It sets you apart from your competition. The slow season is a fantastic opportunity to do that. So 1, make sure your pricing's right, flat rate. 2, training. Number 3, do you know what number 3 would be? Yes? No? Okay, so first you're going to make sure prices are right. Second, you're going to make sure that you guys are getting trained. Third, maintenance agreements. If you're not doing maintenance agreements, you're missing out. If you're an HVAC only shop, you probably understand the importance of service contracts on your book of business. They literally, maintenance agreements started in Ohio in was it 60s or 70s as a way just for an HVAC shop to keep his guys busy when it was nice outside. And you could run around running service calls, trying to get squeak some sales out of people, but it's easy residual income. You don't really have to work hard for it. And in those times, you're able to actually keep your guys busy. They're on the road. They're in front of people. That's what I would absolutely encourage you to do during the slow season. Make sure your prices are right. And by the way, if you're buying a book, fine, review your numbers at least at least annually, but probably once a quarter is good. If you do your own price book, you definitely need to update it every year. Train your guys during the slow season and run those maintenance agreements calls. If you don't do service agreements, you need to start yesterday. It's a big deal. But that keeps your guys busy, keeps you in front of customers, and it makes your whole business just cash flow so much smoother. You will still have seasonality. The seasonality won't go away. That's your business, and that's fine. Don't be surprised by it. Use it to your advantage and help grow your business, help you make more money. If you want marketing help, I would love to talk to you on that. So as always, guys, I would love to hear your thoughts. Leave a comment below. As always, subscribe on YouTube, follow us on Facebook, and we'll see you next time.